It is game 2 of 5 here today. The 8U World Series for USABL. Alongside Doug Stasic, I'm Vin Ebenu as the 8U Braves have taken the field. They'll be opposed by the 8U Hammers. Braves wearing the red tops, white pants, and then the Hammers wearing black jersey tops with a white stripe across the chest and hammers across it. Michael Caruso, the pitcher, taking his warm-ups for the Braves. And we'll give you the lineup now for the 8U Hammers.
Coming up.
Nick Annucci leading things off. He'll be followed by James Magliozzo, Jack Seapal in the 3-hole, and then the middle of the order, Kyle Godbout, Hudson Hayes, James Rosenthal, and then he'll be followed by Billy Guerre, Will Lacey, Grayson Esposito, Haven Keelty, Nick Galvano, and Bennett Bailey. Galvano and Bailey listed as substitutes to start this game. We'll see if and when they get an opportunity to hit. Nick Annucci leading things off for the Hammers.
Hey guys, take a deep breath. We're troubleshooting. It's coming up. Take control.
And that one's up. And we are underway. And Annucci pops that one foul. Count 1-1. So a fantastic 10U World Series this morning. 11-10 the final score in that one. The Brewers beating the Braves. Fantastic finish. You can watch, of course, anytime on the BFA Live Sports YouTube channel. That one a little up high by Caruso. And then, of course, 8U underway today. We got 3 more after this. So thanks for joining us so far on BFA Sports. Hang with us throughout the day. Check us out on the BFA Live Sports YouTube channel. That pitch upstairs to Annucci. And you can also follow along in the Game Changer app. 3-1 the count on the Hammers leadoff hitter. There's strike 2. Kids are having a lot of fun so far today. Big attendance here at the Adventure Sports and Entertainment Complex in Jackson, New Jersey. The 3-2 and a leadoff walk to Nick Annucci. Hustling down to first base, so the Hammers have the leadoff man aboard. Here's James Magliozzo.
Number 33, James.
Dimensions 225 all around from left to right here in the ballpark that we're playing the games on today. Pitch low to Magliozzo. Pitch by Caruso. Hit into left field. That's a base hit for Magliozzo. And first and second now for the Hammers. So a walk and a single to left, and the Hammers have something cooking here in the first. Jack Seapel now coming up to the plate for the Hammers.
14, Jack Seapel. Number 14.
Pitch by Caruso outside. That one grounded to third. They'll get the force as the third baseman Gentile touches on the bag. Check that, Jacob Tabas. So 1 out now. Runners stay put at first and second. Here's Kyle Godbout.
Third baseman, number 9, Kyle Godbout. Number 9.
There's a strike to Godbout. So a walk to Nick Annucci and a single by James Magliozzo. And then Jack Seapel grounded to third. And Godbout grounds a foul ball. It's 0-2. First and second, 1 out. No balls, 2 strikes on Kyle Godbout, and that one's upstairs. Godbout heads for the deck, and it's 1-2. That pitch upstairs, 2-2 now on Godbout. Just underway here. Throw down to third. And safely into third is Nick Anucci. So a steal of third. Now it's runners on the corners, 1 out. So a heads-up base running by Anucci. Just underway here, top of the first in the 8U World Series. Pitch upstairs, and now the count full on Godbout.
It's not pushing on green.
Runners on the corners, 1 out.
I had this problem before, but it's not.
It'll be a 3-2. Back up the middle, off Caruso's mitt and dribbling towards shortstop. A run will score. As Magliozzo scores. And it's 1-0 Hammers.
Left fielder, number 25, Hudson Hayes.
So Godbout at first.
We're working on it, thanks.
Throw down to third, trying to get the runner stealing, and he's safe. So now Sapol on third. Hudson Hayes, the hitter. Cracks it to second base. To second. No play. Run scores. Runner safe. Godbout at second base, and it's 2-0 Hammers. Sapol scores. Godbout to second. Hudson Hayes to first on the fielder's choice. And Hammers continue to hit. 1 out and 2 on.
27, James Rosenthal.
Here's the catcher, James Rosenthal. So a walk, a single, fielder's choice ground out, and then a single and a fielder's choice. Top of the first, Hammers leading 2-0. Rosenthal an opportunity to keep it going. Fouls it off. 19 pitches so far for Michael Caruso on the mound. It'll be an 0-1. Popped up in the infield. Caruso can't get it. It'll fall for a hit. Throw to third. And they get the lead runner for out number 2. So another fielder's choice. This time they get the lead runner, Godbout. And time called on the field. Pinch runner for the catcher, Rosenthal over at first. Hudson Hayes now on second.
Center fielder, number 18, Billy Geyer.
Here's Billy Geyer. And Nick Galvano now pinch running at first base for Rosenthal. Caruso to Geyer. To the backstop it goes on a wild pitch. Check that. Galvano stays put at first. Hudson Hayes now over to third. So runners on the corners, 1 out for the Hammers. Caruso deals upstairs again, and it goes to the backstop, but good backup there by Fultonevich. Keeping the runners at first and third. 2-0 the count on Geyer. That one's low by Caruso, 3-0. Pitch by Caruso. Called strike 1. Geyer confused there at the plate, thought it was ball 4. So first and third, 1 out. 2 runs already in for the Hammers. Top of the first, 3-1 to Geyer. And now it's a full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And now bases loaded. On the walk to Geyer.
All right, and again, for folks out there watching in TV land, we're aware that the internet is remarkably slow right now. So just be aware, we're recording the whole thing in its entirety. We can post it post-game, but apparently our friends at Google are having some challenges because every piece of equipment that we have, and we even have a hard line, just a little slow today. So I guess I need some coffee.
Yeah. Pitch upstairs to Will Lacey. Base is loaded, 1 out. And that one's low, 3-0. In the dirt, and that forces in a run. Everybody else moves up. And
the 8U level, kind of tough, man. I mean, this is like your first go-round of trying to be on the mound, get it done yourself. You're beyond the coach pitch thing, so no surprise. And
yeah,
generally speaking, you'll see that strike zone probably a little bit more liberal than you might be accustomed to, and you can probably appreciate early on maybe as to why.
Grayson Esposito now the hitter, 3-0 Hammers. 31 pitches so far for Michael Caruso. There's a strike. 9th batter of the inning for the Hammers. Haven Keelty up next. Bases remain loaded, 1 out. There's strike 2. Up high. Count 2-2 on Esposito. Two. That one just missed. Good grab behind the plate by Fulinevich. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. And that's out number 2. Or check that out, number 3. There's a couple force outs in there as well, but the Hammers strike first. They get 3 on the board. We go to the bottom of the first. Bottom of the first we go. Will Lacey warming up for the Hammers. Going up against the 8U Braves lineup. Colton Tierney will lead things off. Will be followed by Michael Caruso, Matt Gentile, Vincent Carbonara, Knox Fultonevich, Avon Vega, Noah Phillip, Jack Lachinsky, Michael Beatty, Jacob Thomas, and then a couple substitutes, Ethan Apiza and Dominic Petro-D'Angelo for the Braves in the bottom of the first. The New Jersey squad. A couple New Jersey squads going at it here in the 8U World Series.
Tierney, Colton, number 23.
Colton Tierney leading things off as Will Lacey wraps up his warm-ups. Bottom of the first in this 8U USABL World Series. And that one a bit outside from Lacey. Tierney from North Caldwell. There's a strike. That one's in the dirt to Tierney. That one popped up. Foul territory onto the deck near the pavilion. Lacey ready and delivers. That one popped up. This one staying towards the field of play, bounces near the other batter's box. And we'll do it again. Hammers got 3 in the top of the first. Braves looking to answer back here. That one sails to the backstop on a wild pitch. Now the count's full. So good at bat for Colton Tierney so far, working the count. Pitch, chopped to third and booted. And Colton Tierney will be aboard to lead things off in the first for the Braves.
Yeah, hey, listen, work yourself into a full count, put good wood on it, keep the ball in play, and you would hope that good things will happen.
So with the leadoff man,
Number 33, Michael Caruso.
Michael Caruso now the hitter.
33.
From Carlstadt. Pops it foul. The 0-1 inside. Caruso gets out of the way. Ball on a strike on Caruso. Tierney on first. And that's another wild pitch to the backstop, but Tierney stays put at first. Count 2-1 now on Caruso. Caruso threw 36 pitches in the top frame, fouls that one off. Looking to help out his own cause here. Two. That one's outside from Lacey. And back-to-back full counts. Consecutive hitters here. Colton Tierney, now Michael Caruso. That one chopped down the third base line in fair territory. Throw to second late. So it's an infield single for Caruso. And the Braves have something cooking.
Good effort there on the game-changer instant replay, but, hey, good jump on the bases. So heck of a job over there at third by keeping it in the infield.
Gentile fouls it off. From Rosland. And now it's 0-2. Gentile's coming up there swinging, and now Lacey's in control here and with an 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes on the 3-hole hitter. Thought about it and held back. Count now 1-2. Third base coach applauding the effort, telling him good job. The 1-2. Popped up, foul territory, it'll drop. Lacey gave it a dive coming off the mound, so good hustle from the Hammers pitcher. The 1-2. Hit in the right center. That'll fall for a base hit. Rounding third, heading toward the plate is Tierney. And following him up is Caruso. Heading to third is Gentile. The throw gets away. Now there's going to be a play at the plate. That throw is wide. It's a Little League home run, and we're tied up at 3.
Wow. You know what? Hit the ball and just keep running. And at this age, that's the toughest part about it. You know, trying to make good defensive plays, trying to get the ball in, and, you know, good relay effort just didn't play out. So the Braves on the warpath early in this one.
3 batters, 3 runs, and just like that, we're knotted at 3. And the Hammers coach giving a pep talk to Will Lacey there on the mound. Tough start. Just giving him some words of encouragement, saying, hey, you're fine, no big deal. Base is empty. Cleanup hitter for the Braves is Vincent Carbonara from Clark.
Now batting number 42, Vincent Carbonara.
Strong baseball name for Carbonara.
You know, I like his first name, Doug.
Yeah. They're a little partial to it, huh, Putty?
Will Lacey deals to Vincent Carbonara. Base is empty. Nobody out here, bottom of the first. Carbonara pops it foul, out of play. Or in the field of play, St. Paul.
Wow.
Oh, looks like he grabbed it off the netting.
Grab it off the net. Oh, you know. Hey, man, good focus by the youngster.
Now it's 0-2. And that one's straightened out into center field for a base hit for Carbonara. So 4 consecutive batters have reached for the Braves here in the first.
Well, seesaw battle. Lots of offense. Fans got to be happy about that one.
Here's Knox Fultonevich doing the catching today for the Braves. Slices it foul down the left field line.
Good piece of that one.
Looks like he just got out in front of that one, but got barrel. Fultonevich from Berkeley Heights up in North Jersey. Pitch upstairs from Lacey. Fultonevich wisely laying off that one. And now it's 2-1. The 2-1. There's strike 2. Ivan Vega up next. That one sliced foul again down the third base line. Fultonevich getting a piece of it.
I love how the Fact's got that toe tap going in the front, trying to get his timing down. You know, that's a move years beyond his actual age.
Pops that one foul. Years ahead, yeah. Pro move for Fultonevich. 27 pitches so far for Will Lacey on the mound. Still nobody out here, bottom of the first. Called strike 3. There's out number 1. Just a nice breaking ball fading away. And Lacey gets a big out.
Number 7, Avian Vega.
Avian Vega now the hitter. Inside, twist him around. Good block behind the plate by Rosenthal. Pops that one foul behind the plate. Hangs off the netting there. Carbonara on first. Vega comes from New Milford. Swing and a miss. Ball and 2 strikes on Vega. Called strike 3, and now there's 2 away.
Wow. The old team named the Hammer. I mean, getting it done out there on the hill. Why not?
Back-to-back strikeouts for Will Lacey.
Noah Phillip.
Noah Phillip now the hitter. Hits that one foul.
So we're actually done some research, and believe it or not,
There we go.
it's a YouTube issue.
Back up the middle. Phillip aboard with a leadoff with a single. Well, at least
The old adage, put the ball in play, good things will happen.
got the diagnostics on the issue.
Yeah, no, so for those, you probably can listen pretty well, but not hear. It's actually a YouTube and Google internet issue. We're getting a report back, so it appears that on the back end they're working with it for with Google. So that kind of explains why we're experiencing crazy lag right now.
Carbonara over to third on the stolen base. First and third now, 2 away. That one hit over to third. Throw goes to second, and out is made at second base. A close call. Phillip called out there a second, and the inning comes to an end. But the Braves tied up that infield home run on the double by Gentile. We're tied at 3. Go to the second. Top of the second inning. And we got a pitcher's change. Number 8 on the mound for the Braves.
Again, most people can probably hear us. Vince is going to feel more like a little bit of a radio vibe to it, but we are staying on top of things, but our internet service remarkably slow from inside the building. It's slow out here, and then we're being told Google and YouTube are having widespread outages. So we're hoping that it'll come back pretty soon. But Haven Keelty get things going here for the Hammers.
The 10-hole hitter for the Hammers, who scored 3 in the first inning. Try to get you a name to match the number on the mound. Also, Jack Lachinsky is now catching. There's a strike to Keelty, 1-1. Top of the second here, Hammers and Braves. Braves ended up scoring 4 there in the bottom of the first. Pitch from number 8 is in there for a strike. It's a little bit low. 2-2 to Keelty. Michael Caruso pitched the first inning for the Braves through 36 pitches and gave up the 3 runs. Now a new pitcher here, number 8 here in the top of the second. Dealing the 2-2 to Keelty. Swing and a miss. Keelty out for out number 1.
Hey, fill it up, right? Throw strikes, good things will happen. Nice job here by the Braves pitcher. Swing and a miss.
Number 1, Nick Anucci.
Back to the top of the order now. Nick Anucci walked in the first inning. Hits that one and off the glove of the third baseman into left field for a hit.
Man, Caruso trying to elevate to celebrate. And take a look at it here on the Game Changer instant replay. Looks like he's in the basketball gym. Gets up. And able to just get a piece of it to knock it down, but a single nonetheless.
So Anucci aboard with one gun. Here's James Maglioso. High pop into left. That'll fall and roll on to the outfield warning track. On his way to third, rounding third is Anucci. He'll come in to score. Throw gets by the third baseman to the dugout. Here comes Maglioso. Safe. And it's another Little League home run. It's 5-3 Hammers.
Well, you don't see this every day. And this has got to be about the coolest part of this whole experience for these little guys. You know, put the ball up. It goes way outside, and then they end up just running for days, and then the big slide there at the end. So, wow, oh, wow.
5-4, that run scored in the first. Swing and a miss there by Sapol, who hit into a fielder's choice.
Getting crazy to keep up with all these, all this action.
So 2 Little League home runs, one by each side here. One off the bat of Gentile for the Braves, and that one by Maglioso, the Hammers. That's in the dirt. 1-2 the count. Bases empty. One out here in the top of the second. We've already got a wild one here. That one inside. Sapol able to get out of the way. That one upstairs. Full count now. To the Hammers' first baseman. That one popped up and caught by the Braves shortstop.
Good work there by Tierney. Staying underneath of it. Again, this is the time of the day, high noon sun. You got kind of this grayish sky, blends right in with the ball, but good focus by the young man.
Third baseman number 9, Kyle Godbout.
Godbout hits it into left, and that's going to go for a ride. Rolling toward the warning track in left. He's making his way to third, and now he's going to take a turn for the plate. Nobody's there.
Wow. Takes you back watching these little guys get after it, but Godbout, good stick here. Look at this. High and inside. He turns on it, drives it out to deep left, and he's running all the way around the bases. Look, he was still looking. He was just looking and turning. And, the other part that I love is the excitement of these coaches on the base paths. I mean, they should work at an airport, kind of bringing some of these flights in.
So, Little League home run for Kyle Godbout. Two outs. Hudson Hayes, the hitter. Had an RBI fielder's choice in the first. Ducks out of the way of that one, called strike. That one hit foul.
He was jumping out of that box quick.
That one hit to short. Caruso not in time.
See it on the Game Changer instant replay. Goes down and just picks it, and then he shows off the wheels. Man. There's a lot of action going on here early between the Hammers and Braves.
James Rosenthal now the hitter. Reached on a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. Swings at that one. That one hit up the middle. Booted there at shortstop. It'll roll towards center. And now it's first and second. As they check on the runner there at second, the lead runner, Hayes, he's in there safely.
Yeah, the other part about it is, too, these guys are cast of characters. It's tough on the turf. It kind of has like a circus slick surface to it a little bit, especially when you're playing on the turf with the turf shoes. So coach going to try to, at this age, you just try to settle them down, kind of corral what's going on. Your head's certainly spinning. We talked about it before with the 10s. This is the biggest stage these little guys have ever played on.
Yeah.
So, you got to, all things considered, you try to remind them of the fundamentals, and then you got to really kind of slow it down and say, guys, we have 2 outs. Grab the ball, get it to first, and let's go hit. That's it. Don't worry about the guy running circles around you. Don't worry about the extra throw. Let's make the out at first base, and if the ball goes in the outfield, who's your cutoff? Okay, your cutoff is the shortstop. You hit the shortstop. Your cutoff is second base. Make sure that you put your hands up and get the guy to throw it to you from the outfield. Lots of coaching going on from both sides, and this is entertaining.
Yeah. It's like they're trying so hard. They want to make the right throw and to the right base at the right time. Here's Billy Geyer. Walked in his first at bat. Swings and misses there.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of these pitches with the 8U crew, they have a tendency to have movement on them because the velo that they come in at, they kind of lose a little bit of mustard as they kind of drop in over the plate. So you almost have to get accustomed to kind of trying to time up not just a pitch, but is it dropping low into the zone? Because you don't see a lot of high pitches.
0-2, called strike 3. And that'll do it. Hammers get a couple more. It's been a fun one. 6-4 Hammers. We go to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second inning we go. Vin Ebenu, Doug Stasic with you. And Doug, it's been a wild one so far. It's been a fun and entertaining one, too, and a 6-4 lead.
Well, usually at the 8U level, it's, very offensive in a fun way.
Yeah.
Offensive meaning lots of hits, a lot of guys running bases. You generally have the advantage at this level. If you can consistently put the ball in play, which both these teams have done, you score a lot of runs, which these teams have already done.
Question is, we saw an 11-10 final in that 10U game. Will we surpass 21 combined runs here?
Yeah, if not that I'm condoning it, Vince, it's a family show, but I would probably I wouldn't hesitate to take the over.
Number 3, Ethan Apisa.
That one hit foul. Lacey back out there for inning number 2. Ethan Apisa, now the hitter, pinch hitting for Michael Beatty. Now it's 0-2. The 0-2. Grounded towards second. Nice throw there for out number 2.
Good clean play right there.
Bennett Bailey over there playing second base for the Hammers.
And, you know, hey, give the pitcher credit where credit's due. So Lacey pounding the zone, put it on the plate. Let them get after it.
That one hit down the right field line and fair.
Oh, and it kicks off into the side. Going to give him a little opportunity, maybe get another base.
Geyer fires over to
Oh,
second,
and
they get him as the runner strands a little too far off the bag.
Well, basically you call that getting eaten by the turf monster. So real good aggressive play. You know, right fielder kicked the ball to the side just a little bit, got past the glove, but good hustle. Give him credit, right? You got to recover. Throw is on target. And then as you see, just got a little bit past it, and the turf got the best of him.
Popped up. And Tierney's out. 1, 2, 3 go the Braves here in the bottom of the second. Still 6-4. Top of the third inning here in the 8U USABL World Series. Hammers leading this contest 6-4. Number 8 back out there to pitch his second inning. Came on in relief in the second inning. There's a strike to Will Lacey from Rumson, New Jersey, right there in Monmouth County.
Yeah, Ben, I'm going to double-check the score because on Game Changer, both these teams have the score at 6-3.
Okay, maybe that run didn't count in the first.
So
that was the run in question.
We'll have to double-check that.
The 0-1. Popped up in the infield. Catch made by the pitcher. One away.
Matter of fact, I'm going to I'll double-check that live here.
Oh, there we go. Get everybody the answer. Nick Galvano is going to take a turn to hit. in the spot for Esposito.
Number 19, Nick Galvano. Number 99.
The 1-0 showing bunt. Pulls back, takes a strike. Base is empty. Top of the third, one away. That one swung on and missed by Galvano. The 1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. 2 quick outs. Bennett Bailey up to the plate in place of Haven Guilty. Pitch. There's a strike. First at bat of the game for the Middletown kid.
Number 5, Bailey. Bennett Bailey.
The 0-1. That one misses away. Bennett Bailey's been playing a little second base today.
Did confirm 6-3
Okay.
is the score.
That one fouled in the line. You know, it had scored when there was that hit in the infield. Runners were moving around, so
Yeah.
guess the out was made beforehand. Ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Bailey looks at a pitch up high. .6-3 Hammers in this 8U World Series. That one popped up and foul off the screen in front of the first base dugout. So Will Lacey popped out to the pitcher. Nick Galvano struck out. And now Bennett Bailey in a 2-2 count. Now it's full. 3-2 on Bennett Bailey. Called strike 3. And a quick 1-2-3 top of the third. Hammers leading 6-3. Bottom of the third inning here, 8U World Series. Hammers leading 6-3. Michael Caruso leading things off here in the bottom of the third. Hits it foul. And Will Lacey back out there for his third inning of work. So Dominic Petro D'Angelo coming into the game will be batting a little bit later. We were told of a substitution between half innings. That one popped up. Rosenthal with a nice catch.
Little web gem action from the backstop. There he is. Goes straight up, makes a good decision, keeps the mask on. Diving action right there. Well played. Man.
Gentile swings and misses.
I think they took exception to the fact that I was talking about, well, it was like, you know, at this level, a lot more offense than there is defense. And it's like Rosenthal says, I'll show you.
Rosenthal with an impressive dive. Round number 1. 1-1 on Gentile. Lacey delivers. Foul. John's down front. Count 1-2. It'll be a 1-2. That one just a little bit up. 2-2 the count. Lacey delivers. And just missed. And the count's now full on Gentile. Bottom of the third inning. Hammers leading 6-3, 1 out in this 8U USABL World Series. That one grounded back past Lacey to shortstop. And the throw over to first by Magliozzo in time for out number 2.
Hey, man, these guys are getting it done. We're playing good fundamental baseball. You know, right at the shortstop. Magliozzo over to Scipio.
Number 42,
Get it done.
Number 42.
Here's Vincent Carbonara playing some second base for the Braves today. Takes a strike. Carbonara single, later stole base. Came around to score. Now batting with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Rips one up the middle for a base hit. So Carbonara aboard with 2 away. That'll bring up Knox Fultonevich.
Number 11, Knox Fultonevich. Number 11.
Carbonara off first. First pitch to Fultonevich. Lined into left field. That's a base hit. And it gets by the left fielder and it'll roll toward the warning track. Carbonara rounding third. He'll score without a throw. Fultonevich to third. And the throw goes wide. So Fultonevich aboard on third. The double plus the throw home. And just like that, he's in scoring position. Nice piece of hitting by Fultonevich. As you see, drives it, goes the other way, barrels it up, and takes a turf bounce past Bailey and left.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Gotta hit it, put your head down and run.
Popped up by Vega, and catch. The ball falls. Fultonevich will score.
Tough spot to be in with 2 outs. They're able to take advantage. And they got ourselves a 1-run game.
So Vega aboard on the E1. 2 runs have scored in the inning. Pitch. And there's a strike to Phillip. Noah Phillips singled in his first at-bat. Swing and a miss. 0-2. 2 more runs for the Braves here in the third. It's now a 6-5 ball game. Well, Lacey trying to work around some more trouble here. Keep it that way. Pitch. Misses away. The 1-2. Swing and a miss by Phillip, and that'll do it. Braves get a couple more. It's now 6-5 Hammers as we go to the fourth. Top of the fourth inning. Hammers leading this one 6-5. Niganucci, top of the order for the Hammers here in the fourth. And that's a ball. And Zanucci able to get out of the way of that one. Getting the product of Middletown there in Monmouth County. The 1-0 swung on and missed. Zanucci walked in the first, singled, and scored in the second inning. That one bounces behind the plate there. 2-1 on Zanucci. Brewers defeated the Braves in the 10U World Series this morning in Game 1 of the day. That one misses to Zanucci, 3-1. And Hammers leading the Braves 6-5, top of the fourth here in the 8U game, Game 2 of the day. We got 5 total here in Jackson. That one grounded to third and booted, and Zanucci will be aboard with an infield hit.
All right, back to the drawing board they go. Game changer, instant replay. Able to get a hold of this one.
Colton Tierney couldn't handle it there.
Yeah, but good job squaring up, keeping the chest over the shoulders.
Yeah. Here's James Magliozzo. Singled and doubled today, scored a couple runs. Actually, that double in the second inning counted for the Little League home run because he scored on that play. Pitch swung on and missed. Out in front of that pitch, and it's 0-1, or 1-1. The 1-1, breaking ball, hit in the air to left. It'll dunk in for a base hit. Rounding second, now heading back is Zanucci. So back-to-back hits to start things in the fourth for the Hammers. Check it out there on the game changer replay. Just found a little hole. Nice dive there out in left field.
Number 14.
Here's Jack Sapol.
Number 14.
Fielder's choice in the first and got out in the second. And Zanucci stranding a little bit off second base there, and catcher Lachinsky chasing him back with the threat of a throw.
Got the old quick equipment restrap there.
Yep.
Impressive, though, man. At 8 years old, able to handle your own with the gear.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of equipment at
Man, it's a
that
lot.
age.
There's a lot going on right there, especially as a catcher.
First and second. Pitch outside to the Hammers' first baseman. Zanucci, like a little aggressive off second base there, looking to take the extra bag. Breaking ball misses away. That's what you want out of the base runners, just taking big, smart leads, trying to get yourself a couple extra steps ahead to take that extra bag on a steal or to score a run upstairs. And now the base is loaded after Sapol walks. And a meeting on the mound now for the Braves. And Sapol fixing up first base there, helping out with the grounds crew efforts, Doug.
Yeah.
Kids are doing it all.
Third baseman.
Kyle Godboot now the hitter. Singled in the first. Had that inside the park home run. .65 Hammers here, top four. First three up to the dish have gotten on. Back-to-back singles and then a walk. Here's the kid from Middletown. Kyle Godboot. Hits that one up the middle to short. Caruso flips to second one. That's all they'll get. A run will score. Meanwhile, Magliozzo gets over to third. So fielder's choice. Time called.
See it on the game changer instant replay.
Nice dive.
Hey, just was able to dance around him. Gets the force out over there. Still got themselves.
Hudson Hayes up now. Pops that one up. In the infield, it'll be Carbonara making the catch. Big second out made by Vincent Carbonara there.
Number 27, James Rosenthal.
Lots of action on the turf, man.
For sure. Here's James Rosenthal. Hits that one in the left. That'll fall. Maglioso scores.
Hammer's getting it done.
Now it's carry the one here. I think we got an 8-5 ball game. Let's see, as Rosenthal's on first.
Number 18, Billy Geyer.
It is an 8-5.
Billy Geyer now the hitter. Walked in the first, struck out in the second. And on the pass ball, advancing over to third is Godboot. Rosenthal pinch run for over there at first base by Haven Keelty. 1-0 on Geyer. Pops up in the infield. It'll fall. Godboot scores. And that's all. So another run for the Hammers. It's 9-5.
Yeah, these pop-ups and fly balls have wreaked havoc at the 8U bracket. So you just keep putting the ball in play, and I think you had asked earlier about my opinion on whether or not it's going to be a shootout.
Here's Will Lacey, swing and a miss. Lacey had the walk, RBI in the first, popped out to the pitcher in the third inning. Infield coming in a little bit for the Braves. Swing and a foul ball. So runners will have to go move back. Keelty, the pinch runner, going back to second base. First and second, 2 outs here, top 4. Hammers have put a couple more on the board. It's 9-5. Lacey looking to help out his own cause. Ducks out of the way of that one. It was almost like a pitch help in the middle of the plate.
Yeah, catcher just standing straight up. Here's a high strike target.
Pitch. Bounces in the dirt. It's a wild pitch as Keelty will head over to third. Now first and third, 2 out. Pitch. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it. Hammers get a couple more. It's 9-5 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth we go.
Need an accounting firm to keep auditing the score with these two guys. I mean, there's so many
So
things
the one,
going on.
subtract the one.
Yeah, so checking it against both teams' game changers accounts, it's 9-5. That is accurate as we start things in the bottom of the fourth.
For the Braves, Dominic Petrodiangelo gets an opportunity to hit here today. His first at-bat of the game against Will Lacey, who's looked pretty good out there. From Newton, New Jersey. Pietro D'Angelo hits it up the middle. Caught by Maglioso. What a catch.
Next level for the young man. I mean, a good swing on the ball. Gets up. It's about to get down. And hey, full extension, able to make it happen.
Something pretty there, competing with Rosenthal, that diving catch we saw earlier in the game.
Yeah, they're putting me on notice. I was talking offense. These guys are all about the D.
Ethan Apisa, now the hitter. He grounded to second base in his first at-bat in the second inning, pinch hitting. Lacey delivers, pop foul, behind the plate, heading toward the field.
Yeah, a lot of people jumping in on the heads-up call.
Yeah, which is good.
We'll take it.
We also got the dunk tank over there.
Yeah.
Behind the third base dugout.
I wouldn't mind jumping in said dunk tank my own right.
It's getting pretty humid out there today.
Yeah.
2-2 on Apisa. Pitch from Lacey. Called. Strike three. 2 away.
Well, drop the hammer. Right there. Didn't even have to have the catcher move the mitt much.
Nasty breaking ball. 2 away now here in the bottom of the fourth. There's a strike.
Again, Rosenthal having himself a game behind the plate as the catcher.
Number 8.
Loving the coaches, man. They are making sure that they're just reminding them all the basics.
Maglioso fires high to first and over the head of Sapol. The runner is safe at first, so Braves hanging on there in the fourth inning. On the E6.
Well, Maglioso, good glove over there at shortstop.
Oh, yeah.
Now had to wind up, fire. I hate to say that you're not rushing throws, but at this age,
Number 23, Colton.
it's not a tremendous amount of physical arm strength, so there is some.
Right.
There's an advantage to the runner in the infield at this level.
Yeah, especially coming from the left side of the infield there. 1-1 now to Tierney. So runner on first, 2 outs here, bottom of the fourth. Amherst leading this one 9-5.
And quite honestly, I don't know what's more stressful. Being the batter with the bat in his hand at 8 years old or the mom of an 8-year-old batter with the bat in his hand.
2-1. Upstairs, Tierney bounces out of the way of that one. These are big moments for these kids.
Oh, yeah.
Big game. It's World Series. You want to play your best.
That's it.
3-1. Pop foul.
And there he is, Rosenthal.
Rosenthal grabbed it.
Another diving catch.
It's like Spider-Man behind the plate there.
Big advantage to have strong catcher.
3-2. Up the middle. In the center. It finds a hole. So a 2-out base hit. Here's Michael Caruso.
Number 33, Michael Caruso.
Oh, see a nice single.
Number 33.
Caruso singled in the first and scored. Popped out to Rosenthal in the third. That diving catch we've been talking about. Caruso from Karlstadt. Up high. Good grab by Rosenthal to keep the runners put.
Another awesome battle in a USABL World Series game. again, you talk about stamina, talk about strength, physicality. Like, it's not quite there yet at 8U.
Yeah.
So you try to be mindful. And then the tricky part, too, as a coach, is you try to get as many kids as you possibly can that, you don't even always call it pitching at this age. It's just a matter of throwing. Like, throw strikes, be able to consistently hit a target, we're good. And then as they kind of get a little bit older, you start to figure out, who your go-to guys are, who are the ones that have a knack for pitching. But, taking methodical timeouts, reminding kids of the plays and who's responsible for what, that's just that's good coaching right there.
Time to take a deep breath and breathe a little bit. Have a little fun.
Dude, it is so stressful being a youth baseball coach these days. Whatever the scoreboard says, you still lose as the coach. Like, there's no way you're making everybody happy.
1-1 now on Caruso.
So I tell my kids all the time from the time they were little. I was like, listen, we're doing this for you guys between the lines. Have some fun with it. Learn a lot about the game. We want you to walk away loving it and loving being here. And if you do those things, hey, man, the game takes care of the game. Like, there's nothing we're going to be able to do or say about it. But it's tough. It's tough.
That one chopped to second. Got enough play. Flip, backhand, past Maglioso into the shortstop hole. He's able to hold everybody at base, so bases loaded. Nobody scores there.
Coach was trying to encourage him over at third to head home, but he wasn't having it.
Well, bases loaded, 2 outs. Matthew Gentile from Roslyn. High pop-up in the infield. It is Maglioso making the catch.
No. I think the second baseman ended up coming up with it. So somebody came up with it. It was the old hidden ball trick on the third out. I mean, watch it here in the Game Changer Instant Replay. It's like, you got it, I got it, he's got it. Well, one of us better get it, and that's 8U.
It was Zanucci.
8U baseball right there.
9-5, we go to the 5th. Top of the 5th, and it's been a fun one. 9-5 Hammers, top 5.
It's a good-looking jersey.
Oh, yeah. Hammers coming up. We got, looks like bottom of the order.
Left fielder number 19.
Grayson Esposito.
Number 19.
Struck out in his first plate appearance. A lot of kids from Middletown, Monmouth County so far today in the first couple games. That one grounded to short. Caruso with the strong throw to first.
Nice.
And Vega with a stretch. One away.
Nice, solid play. Check it out here on the Game Changer Instant Replay. I mean, It's good fundamental baseball. It sets his feet, which is really important. And Caruso to Vega, the old 6-3 put out.
So one away here. Quick out in the top of the 5th. And that'll bring up Haven Kilty. He had one plate appearance so far today back in the 2nd inning and struck out swinging. Showing bunt here for time called. Now he's introduced back up to the plate. Pitch to Kilty. Grounded towards 3rd. And Kilty retired for out number 2.
Man, Tierney, a little razzle-dazzle over there.
Yeah.
Throwing on the run.
Tierney fired up. 2 away here in the 5th. Back to the top of the order here with Nick Nucci. Popped up in the infield. Caruso got a beat on it. No! Makes a nice catch.
Is that 3 pitches, 3 outs?
Yeah. 3 pitches, 3 outs. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. 9-5 Hammers.
Well, Vin, if you need me to continue to call those games, you can go move your car since you probably double parked. I'll take the wheel for it.
I mean, definitely not mine. And they're calling out a Honda there.
Yeah, well, I'm a Chevy guy. Thanks to our friends at RK Chevrolet in Vineland. 700 North Delsea Drive. If you need a big Silverado, call Jim G and the team. Yeah.
Little plug.
Please move your car or have it moved for you. Thank you.
That kid just stepped on our car.
What?
Tell him to get away from that power outlet.
Hey, guys.
Number 42, Vincent Carbonara.
So here we are, Vincent Carbonara up. That ball goes by Rosenthal, experiencing a little technical difficulty here. We're going to get things moving along. Bottom of the 5th, Will Lacey back out there. Pitch upstairs to Carbonara. It's 2-1.
You're getting a little bit of everything over here, man. We just had somebody knock the power out of the stream. So I'll turn the monitor back on for you.
Not great. 2-1 is outside. See, 3-1. So it's 9-5 Hammers. We are in the bottom of the 5th. And that one dusts Carbonara off the plate. And he draws the walk.
Yeah, well, everyone wants to have fun.
We've experienced it all here in from the tech standpoint. Time called on the field. Knocks Fulnovich. Fulnovich had an RBI in the 3rd inning, that double that turned into a Little League home run and a called strike 3 in the first inning. Called strike 1 there. That one in the dirt. And Carbonara staying put.
You know, the air is kind of getting thick.
Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more sun today. That one grounded to second. See if they could turn 2, flip to second 1, and that's all they'll get.
So double checking here. Game changer feed. Verifying score is 9-5. That's a nice play.
So Fulnevich aboard on the fielder's choice.
Number 7.
And here's Vega. No, for 2 on the day. Strikeout and pop up. So runner on first, 1 out. Vega has been playing a nice first base for the Braves. Fouls that one off. 0-2. And that one grounded to third. In through the legs into left. Well, Maglioso goes over and retrieves it. So now first and second, 1 out.
Yeah, tough spot there. Kind of gets right through the wickets. Not much you can do about it. You know, tried to stay down in the baseball, but again, it's turf. A little bouncy. A little bouncy.
Number 26.
Here's Noah Phillip.
Noah Phillip.
We've seen that bounce affect both games so far today in a number of different ways. Had a ground rule double. Had some hops in the infield and the outfield. 1-1 now. First and second, 1 out, bottom of the 5th. And fouled off the screen behind the plate. A 1-2. Hit into center. Base hit. Will the run score? No. It's out. Now there's an out at second. Now there's a play at the plate. And that's a double play.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in. He slid in hard. I mean, this was a bang-bang play at the plate, and he took a lot of it on the catcher's leg. So Rosenthal seems to be okay from the catcher standpoint, but the player had took a bit on his chin, and I think they want to. You want to replay? Want to take a look at this one, Ryan? All right, we'll see it right here. We're going to go to a replay. So here's the play. See him kind of make a decision as he comes home, and then we'll slow it down. Yeah, so call was made that it was out. Officials are replaying it right now. Appears the ball had gotten there prior to, and Rosenthal did a nice job of blocking the dish. So it looks like that call of out is the correct call. So the officials are talking it over as they take a look at the replay monitor. We'll play it one more time for you. And it doesn't look like he ended up actually getting, so the outplay call. So good defensive play there. And that is confirmed.
Top of the 6th we go, and we had our first replay challenge of the day to close out the 5th on that little 4-6-2 double play. The umpires reviewed the call and confirmed that it was the DP, and the out was made at the plate. Hammers leading 9-5 as they bat here in the top of the 6th. And kid who's made a lot of great plays today, James Maglioso, leading things off.
One of the very cool features, you don't get that everywhere, but the USABL World Series, the staff was adamant that, we have that feature just because it's a championship game.
Sure, yeah.
Entertaining, sure.
Right.
Having an opportunity to review something close and have confidence that you made the correct call, hey, even better.
Absolutely.
Can't do balls and strikes, though. won't do it, can't do it.
I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there trying to call balls and strikes.
So the rule is that when a team asks to have it reviewed, you get one challenge. If you win the challenge, you keep it. But if you lose the challenge, that's your last one.
Okay.
So I believe the Braves had requested a look at that, but I will confirm with the umpire between innings.
Pitch. Maglioso with a leadoff single here in the 6th.
Again, 6-inning contest, so this is going to be the most entertaining of them all.
He's had himself quite a game. The single, that Little League home run, that double in the 2nd inning, single and scored in the 4th. He's 4 for 4 today and has made some fantastic plays at shortstop. Here's Sapol. Hammers leading 9-5 here in the final inning. And a new pitcher as well, Vincent Carbonara, throwing balls and strikes here. That one grounded to third.
It's crazy.
To second,
like a little
and they
change
get
up.
the lead out to first, and not in time.
It was like a change-up kind of pitch. The thing just dropped off of the table here. A little lollipop action, but great work by Tabas. Get the lead runner and a good squeeze by Tierney.
So runner on first, 1 out now. Here's Godboot. And in-field home, inside the park home run back in the 2nd. Also reached on a single and a fielder's choice. And that one misses. Hammers leading this 8U USABL World Series Championship game 9-5. Here's a strike to Godboot. The 2-1.
Oh, fooled them a little bit there.
Well, drop of the hammer with a breaking ball.
He's trying to use his head, maybe.
The 2-2. Hit into shallow center. That'll fall for a hit. And rounding second, on his way to third. In there is Maglioso. Or check that, the Sapol.
Yeah, Sapol just automatically, even with 1 out, he kind of got a good read on the ball and was able to make his way over to third. So heads up base running by the youngster.
Now 1st and 3rd, 1 out.
Number 25, Hudson Hayes.
Hudson Hayes now the hitter. First and 3rd, 1 away. Chopper back to the mound. And Carbonara has Godboot in a rundown, or Sapol. And now the bases are loaded.
Yeah, he's in a good heads-up base running, aggressive, caught the attention of the infield, able to help his teammate get over to first base.
Godboot to second. Now bases loaded, 1 out for James Rosenthal. And a meeting on the mound before the pitch thrown from Carbonara.
And now coach going to talk it over again, 1 out scenario here, and the Braves, being the home team, they're really trying to limit any more damage. And with the bases loaded, 1 out, trying to prevent a big inning. For Coach Annucci over with the hammer black, well, it's simple. He's telling his big-time catcher, see strikes, hit strikes. And then my favorite, no one's talking about walks on the ride home. Have fun.
Bases loaded, 1 out for Rosenthal. Swing and a miss.
Yeah. Rosenthal getting right after it. Carbonera is doing a good job pounding the zone. He's throwing strikes. We've seen it. Hammers are hitting the ball, but he's making them earn it.
Infield in for the Braves. Up the middle, base hit, center field. 1 run scores. Here comes Godboot. It's 11-5.
Well, that's the insurance that they were looking for. Again, Carbonara, nothing to hang his head about. He's throwing strikes. He's hitting the middle of the zone. You see it right here. I mean, that ball was headed right for the inside part of the mitt, but credit where credit's due. Rosenthal delivers.
Had a big game behind the plate, making some nice plays, gets the big hit. Hammers had some insurance. Billy Geyer, the hitter from Red Bank in Monmouth County. There's a strike. And Hudson Hayes getting chased back over to second. Geyer single, a walk, and a strikeout today.
Not taking any chances, trying to back him down is the catcher. That's Phillip.
There's strike 2.
Phillip basically shortening the distance between the throwback to the pitcher, Carbonara. Doesn't want an errant throw, perhaps, to go the wrong way.
That one just misses outside. Now 2-2 on Geyer. First and second, 1 out here, top of the 6th.
So I like the strategy here from the Braves coaching staff, trying to shorten that distance between him and the pitcher. But some of the challenges in that is the catcher gets a little bit excited, and sometimes he could be too anxious. He's standing up before he actually secures the ball all the way, and that can mess with the umpire's view.
3-2. Geyer stays alive. First and second, 1 out. Game 2 of the day. Brewers beat the Braves in the 10U World Series this morning. Swing and a miss by Geyer.
Big pitch there by Carbonara. Way to respond after they're able to tack on that 1 hit, get a couple runs. Calms himself down a little bit, goes right back to work, and now we got 2 outs.
First and second. Lacey looks at a pitch outside. Lacey has walked, which scored a run, popped out to the pitcher in the 3rd, and then in the 4th, struck out swinging.
Hope everybody's enjoying the broadcast from wherever you are in the country. We know that friends and family watch from all over.
Yeah.
And, thankfully our internet connectivity issues got straightened back out. You're able to enjoy it from your seat at home.
1-2. Now it's 1-2 with runners on first and second.
Healthy hack there by Lacey.
Final inning of play in this 8U World Series. The 1-2. Up high. A wild pitch to the backstop, and the runner, just one runner will move up over to third. In Hayes. So now first and third, 2 out. Runner stayed put at first, 2-2, and 2 out. Esposito on deck. Lacey lines it foul.
Didn't miss the chalk by much. Of course, on the turf field, it's not really chalk, it's colored turf.
We could pretend it's chalk, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody had to
Throw some baby powder
spray
down,
paint.
some talcum. Little LeBron action hits the chalk.
There you go. 2-2. And another foul by Lacey.
Lacey making him work. Carbonara unfazed. Keeps filling up the zone.
Once again, the 2-2. Popped up.
Good
and
hustle.
Foul.
Noah Phillip. He's on it behind the dish. Seen two good 8U catchers. Noah Phillip for the Braves. Talked about James Rosenthal for the Hammers.
2 on, 2 out. 2-2 pitch.
Everybody hanging on to that pitch, that call.
Carbonara deals. And the bases are loaded.
Load them up.
So bases loaded now. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And Grayson Esposito, the hitter.
Number 19 for the Racing, Esposito.
Big pitch for Carbonara here. Big batter. That one's upstairs. Esposito 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the 1st and grounded to short in the 5th. Pitch. Oh, check swing, and he went around.
Yeah, 2-out strategy usually maybe a little bit more selective,
To the backstop, runners stay put.
but at 8U, you want them to really swing the bat. You want them to be aggressive. You want them to, get into the habit of being aggressive when runners are in scoring position, and that's what we're seeing from Esposito.
2-2. 8th batter of the inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 2-2 from Carbonara to Esposito. Misses outside.
Well, works his way into a full count.
That'll start the merry-go-round. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and a 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And that'll end things here in the 6th. Hammers get a couple more across. It's 11-5. Last licks coming up for the Braves. All right, here we go. Bottom of the 6th. Will Lacey looking to finish what he started here. Hammers leading 11-5. Vin Ebenu, Doug Stasic with you. Thanks for hanging with us. Game 2, the 8U World Series. Brewers defeated the Braves 11-10 in the 10U World Series this morning. And there's a strike to Dominic Pietro D'Angelo.
We were able to confirm with the umpires between innings that the Braves did request that challenge of the slide at home plate. And as such, they lose their challenge. So they are out of challenges here in the final frame. And, of course, for the Hammers, they still have theirs.
See if anything along that comes into nature here in the bottom of the sixth. That one swung on and missed. Pietro D'Angelo popped out to short in his first at bat in the fourth inning. Swing and a miss. One away.
Oh, get aggressive. Lacey's all fired up out there. Parading around, and now the Braves trying to set the table for a late rally.
It'll be Ethan Apiza. That pitch outside. Good snag by Rosenthal.
Number 3.
Bottom of the order for the Braves here in the bottom of the sixth. There's a strike. Well, Lacey's looked pretty good on the mound for the Hammers today. 1-1 upstairs. Two and one the count. Now it's 3-1.
Of course, coming up after this contest, more USABL World Series baseball. Checking out our BFA YouTube channel. It'll be the 9U squad. They're coming up. Followed by the 11s and then the 12s.
There we go.
Full day and early evening of Saturday baseball.
So grab your snacks wherever you're watching the game. Swing and a miss. 2 away.
Coach gonna have a quick talk with him. He knows, hey, it's 2 outs. Gotta try to relax. Not easy to do when you're 8 years old.
Right.
But same thing. Make him throw a strike to you. Make him throw a strike to you, he's telling him.
Thomas looks at a pitch. Away, 1-0. Braves down to their final out.
Hey guys, can you please stay behind the cones?
Upstairs. Count 2-0. Base is empty. 2 quick outs for Lacey in the 6th here. We're on 2 strikeouts. 2-1 the count. It'll be a 2-1. That one misses.
Hey, you only need 1 at bat to start a rally. And that's basically what the Braves are trying to accomplish right here.
3-1. And a walk to stay alive.
Still got a steep road.
So now back to the top of the order here for the Braves. Colin Tierney and Coach Anucci's going to have a mound visit.
Coach tapped the top of his hat before he started talking to his pitcher on the mound. So, again, taking an opportunity to reinforce with his team. We got 2. So, first or second, make the play.
Strike 1.
Nice job there by Lacey, right? So now it's what they say, it's on. So, got the first strike through. Now the batter's going to be a bit more aggressive. And he is.
Popped up. And foul and out of play. Braves down to their final strike. One on, 2 out, bottom of the 6th. Hammers leading 11-5. The 0-2. Popped up. Shallow right. Catch made by Anucci. And the Hammers win the 8U World Series for the USABL.
Wow, outstanding way to end the game. Little big-time play as the second baseman drops, goes back towards shallow right field, and a little NFL style over-the-shoulder catch. He's like, yeah, I knew I got it. And now they will celebrate as the Hammers Black, they are your 8U USABL World Series champions here at Adventure Park. And now some post-game festivities. We'll turn the microphones over to Greg Patella and the USABL public address team as some trophy presentations and a banner will be presented. Well, what a game, Ben.
Yeah, back and forth action, a lot of offense, a lot of fun plays, a couple what we would call Little League home runs. You know, both these, we saw so much effort on by every player on both these teams here. They were having fun. They were trying every which way to just make those throws, get those hits, get on base. And so once the merry-go-round got started around these bases, these kids were off to the races.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. Yeah, really good effort by both teams. You know, love to see the positive energy and the positive mojo. And again, you know, in true why you come to a USABL tournament and play in a World Series qualifier and make your way over to Adventure Park. I mean, look how these guys roll it out. Most of these kids at 8U, they could swim inside that trophy. Like, they could fill it with water right now and probably do a few laps. And both the first place and second place teams. So, you know, Brian Delahant and the USABL crew out there ready to give out some hardware. And I think we're about ready to step aside as Greg Patella.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on a fantastic tournament run. Congrats to Tony Flores. Tony, congrats. It's always a pleasure dealing with the Braves and the FPT family. Gentlemen, to be here today and to earn the spot you did, to trudge along through the grueling schedule. Parents, hats off to you folks for buying into the commitment philosophies, and everything that FPT stands for is fantastic. Hold your head high because you are awesome opponents. Compete, 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 and that's what you did. Well done. Tony, want to introduce your roster for us.
We got to start out Colton Kearney. Job by the Hammers here today. Awesome job out there. Good job, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you again, Coach.
Good job, Brent.
Great season, great season. We will see you very soon, I'm sure. And now, for the 2023 World Series champion, Hammers. Nice job, Hammers.
Oh my God, it's a weed!
Good job, Hammer!
And ladies and gentlemen, the coach of the Hammers, Coach Mike Ganucci. Nice job, boys!
That's great job always, man. You guys are awesome. First, I want to say, beyond proud, all the coaches are of you guys because you guys have played hard all year, right? Lost the game Saturday night, found it to come win 3 games yesterday, come back again. 8 years old, that's a lot of baseball, a lot of heart. Very proud of you guys. We all are. Right? A lot of practice, a lot of hard work goes into this for all the kids. A lot of time, families, everybody. So thank you to the parents, the families, the coaches, the kids, everybody. It's awesome. All right. First, number 1, Nicky Nucci. Number 33, James Magnifico. 14, Jack Devil. Number 9, Tom Alba. 25, Humphrey. Hey, you got 27, what a job catching today. James Rosenthal. 18, Billy got it. Hey, complete game, Will Lacey. Hey, happy birthday, number 19, Rachel Esposito. Number 11, Hayden Pelton. Number 99, the big man, Nick Galvano. Number 5, Derek Bailey. Number 21. 21. He broke his collarbone. He's been in every game, every practice. Back point for his boys. Thank you, Johnny, for MVP of this World Series tournament, number 33, James. Ladies and gentlemen, your World Series champion Hammers. Nice job.
Trophy presentation and award presentation to the 8U USABL World Series champions, the Hammers. Played outstanding today in an 11-5 victory. Congratulations to the Hammers. Well done. Good effort by both teams here today. We got more action, just Game 2 of 5 on the docket today from the Adventure Fields in Jackson, New Jersey. Game 3 coming up next with the 9U World Series. Hang with us here on BFA Sports.